Hey, welcome back to the Sales Mama podcast. I am your host, Sausha Davis. Today we are going to be talking about sales systems and whether or not your sales system has a pulse. Is it alive or is it on life support? Because if your sales system was a body, was a person, I want you to think about, is it alive? Is it thriving? Or is it barely hanging on? Does it need to seek medical attention immediately, right? Most women that I work with, they don't know. They don't know what to track. They haven't been tracking anything. They don't know how many outreach they've done. They don't know how many calls they've booked. They don't know what their conversion rates are, their opt-in rates. They're basically running their business blind, hoping and praying that the money shows up, but not ever really checking the vital signs. So today I want to walk you through how to check the pulse of your business, of your sales system, so that you can know whether or not it's thriving or it's flatlining. All right? Because sales is very similar to health. Business is very similar to health. All right? So think about it this way. You would not ignore severe chest pains. You would not ignore severe headaches. Well, I mean, if you're a mom, you'll probably ignore it for a while until the point where it gets so bad that you no longer ignore it. You put everybody else's needs before yours. And that's typically what we end up doing in business too, right? We put all of our clients' needs ahead of our own to the point where we're like bleeding money. And then it's like, shit, I need sales. I need to figure out this problem in my business. Okay. So we're no longer ignoring that chest pain, that head pain. And so when that happens, we don't want to ignore the sales pains either. Okay. The sales signals, marketing signals. So how this shows up, you'll say things like, I feel like I'm doing all the things, but not actually moving forward. Or I'm posting every day, I'm emailing every day, but nothing's actually happening. I don't know why anybody's buying. I don't know why they're not buying. I don't know why nobody's responding, things like that. And the real reason is we're not actually tracking our numbers. And without numbers, we can't diagnose the problem because we're basically guessing at where the problem is. Is the problem in the marketing and what we're putting out there? Is the problem in the number of outreach we're doing? Is the problem in the number of DMs we may or may not be getting? Is it in our conversion rates or our opt-in rates or our open rates from our email, right? And if we have no idea what any of these things are, you're in the right place because that's exactly where you need to start, is just tracking some of these things, and it's progress, not perfection. Okay, you don't need to all of a sudden have this gigantic tracker and start tracking all the things. But I do want you to start tracking at least a few things. Okay, so we're going to talk about 3 things here today. You can call these like the vital signs of your business, your vital signs of your sales process. And so again, your sales system is like a body. There are vital signs that you must check regularly to make sure that you're alive, you're breathing, you're thriving. All right. And the first one that I want to talk about is outreach, which translates into your heart rate. How many people are you connecting with on a daily basis and on a weekly basis? And if your outreach is nada, is zilch, is flat, so are your opportunities. Bare minimum, you should be starting at least 3 conversations a day. I tell my people to aim for 5 conversations per day. And it's not a salesy conversation. It's putting yourself out there. It's networking. It's getting to know other people. It's building that know, like, and trust. It's creating opportunity. It's creating visibility. You have to connect with people. You must do this. And then when you get to a place where you have enough income, enough revenue, you can actually hire this part out. This is what a setter would do in your business. A sales setter would do this in your business. And a good sales setter will reach out to 20, 30, 50, 100 people a day, and they will help book so many calls on your calendar. But you cannot hire somebody until you get your shit together and have a proven process. Okay, so think about it this way. The sooner you get your shit together, the sooner you can hand this skill off to somebody else. All right, so bare minimum 3 to 5 people, but maybe aim for 10 to 15. Okay. And some of those will turn into sales. Some of those will turn into networking opportunities, maybe collaborations, maybe podcasting opportunities, maybe guest blogs. Who knows, right? But you have to connect with other people. You have to connect with other people. Connect with your followers, connect with your email subscribers, connect with strangers on the internet, connect with people in real life. I think people underestimate the power of connecting with people in real life. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is follow-ups. And you can think of this as like your blood pressure in your body of business. All right. Most sales happen in the follow-up. And I don't mean in the first follow-up or in the second follow-up. I mean, they do happen in the first and second follow-up. But in my experience, majority of sales happen after the 5th follow-up, the 6th follow-up, the 7th follow-up. If you don't hit that sale within the first touch or the second touch, usually it ends up happening after 5, 6, 7, 8 follow-ups. And most people give up after the second follow-up. And it is not this, hey, just checking in. Hey, just checking in. Hey, buy my thing. Hey, buy my thing. It's very much a service-based, value-based follow-up. Hey, I was thinking about you. Did you get all those tools and resources that you needed in order to solve that problem? Hey, I remember you said that your mom was in the hospital. How was she doing? I hope everything is okay. Hey, I know that you said that your cat passed away the last time that I talked with you. How are you doing since then? I know it can be really tough to have an animal pass away. Are you still working on blah, 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 blah project that you had mentioned on the phone call? How did that launch go? Right. And so you are pulling information from the time that you guys last spoke and not just saying, hey, just checking in. Did you get my last email? Nobody fucking cares about that stuff. Like, quit coming at it from me, and think about them. When I follow up with people, I am never thinking about, how will this serve me? I better make a sale today, right? The underlying intention is that, yes, I grow my business, but I grow my business by serving others. And so when I do my follow-up and my outreach, I ask myself, what does this person need in this moment to feel seen and heard and understood? Okay. And when you can have that heart-centered space in your follow-ups, I promise you, you will make a ton more sales. And just know that nobody's actually thinking about you 24/7. Okay. Nobody is sitting there saying, oh, I bet Sausha's going to follow up with me today. I wonder what Sausha's doing, blah, 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 blah. Everybody is so wrapped up in their own stuff that they're not thinking about the thing that you're doing 24/7. So they need the reminders. They need the, hey, I was thinking about you, right? Especially moms and women. Like, we are so busy, and I hate that word, but I live such a full life. And if I want something, sometimes I appreciate the follow-ups. I'm like, yes, dang it. That's right. I did want that thing. It's not right now, but in a few weeks, let's touch base in a few weeks because I do actually want this. It's just right now. I can't right now. Let's touch base in a few weeks. Right. And so building that relationship, and that's okay because I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not in it for these quick sales. And you will have those people that are ready to move forward immediately. And that is awesome. And you have to be ready for those people because is your business scalable, which is another thing that we will talk about in a future podcast, a future video, future episode. Because if you were to get 100 clients tomorrow, 1,000 clients tomorrow, do you have capacity for that? Do you have the systems in place for that? Do you have the processes in place for that? And that's another reason that we want to track these things because they will help you build out the systems and the automations that you need in order to scale a business by having an influx of people and not having shit break. Okay. So follow-ups, if you're not checking in, your system is going to be very, very, very low blood pressure. Okay. Most sales happen in that follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up, and you need to follow up every single day. I spend 30 to 60 minutes following up with people, connecting with people every single day. I just had a client the other day actually booked 4 calls and had 4 pay in fulls from follow-up conversations. She had a 5-figure day because of follow-ups. Okay. If she can do it, you can do it. All right. And the last thing that I want you to start tracking is your conversions. Okay. Think of this as breathing. This is the actual lifeline. This is the oxygen of your body business. How many conversations actually end up leading to sales? How many contacts end up leading to sales? How many opt-ins end up leading to sales? How many email opens end up leading to sales? Okay. The first one that you just want to track is your DM conversations and your sales call conversations. Very, very, very basic. You should be definitely tracking those with some type of sales tracker, right? How many calls booked? How many calls showed up? How many calls said yes? How many calls said no? How many calls are you following up with, right? Same thing for your DM, your DM strategy. How many people did you reach out to? How many messages did you have with them before they booked a call or said no? And so you need to start tracking these things. And it can be on a Google Excel spreadsheet. It does not have to be anything fancy. You can even ask ChatGPT to help you to come up with a system on how to start tracking these things so that when things start to slow down or break, you can go back and pinpoint, okay, I had this many conversations and this here, but this is where things started to drop off. And so then you can start to pinpoint things based on data and not just feelings. And trust me, I am one for feelings because I never used to be, for one. Like I was like, oh, feelings, emotions, yuck, gross, don't talk to me. Crying's for the birds, rub some dirt on it and you'd be good to go. But I have found by, practicing my own personal development and learning so much about like the law of attraction and manifestation, that the way that we manifest things and the ways that we learn and grow is actually through emotional intelligence and the way that we think, act, and feel about things. And so the more that we can feel into things, it's actually very, very, very powerful. So if you want something in life, you have to feel that you already have it in order for it to happen. But in terms of sales systems, it's very nice to have the data and the analytics to be like, okay, I feel like something's not working. And then you can actually look and pinpoint specifically what's not working. So you're not fiddle fucking around trying to figure out, okay, it feels like this, and not actually knowing and wasting a bunch of time. Okay. So now let's check the pulse of your business. Okay. So here's how I want you to check whether or not your business is alive and well this week. The first thing that I want you to do is write down your outreach. Write them down. How many are you doing? Who are you following up, or who are you outreaching to? What platforms are you outreaching to? Okay. And then the next is follow-ups. How many follow-ups are you doing? Who are you following up with? Are they warm? Are they hot? Are they coldish? Do you have to warm them up a little bit more? And then I want you to track conversions every single day for the next 7 days. Okay. And then the second thing that I want you to do is at the end of the week, I want you to review where in your system, where is it really, really strong? Are you good at the outreach? Are you good at the follow-up? Are you good after you get somebody on a phone call? Are you really good at conversions? Like, go see where you are super strong in your sales system so that you can double down on that. Okay. And then where is it weak? Where are things breaking? Where are things falling apart? And how can we start to strengthen that? How can we start to double down on fixing that problem? Okay. And then the third thing is I want you to diagnose. Do you need more conversations? Do you need better follow-up? Do you need a stronger close? This goes with the where is it weaker? We're going to figure out where is that weak link, and then we're going to diagnose the problem. Okay. And if you have a hard time with this, go ahead and send me a DM on Instagram and just give me a voice drop of, hey, this is what's going really well, and hey, this is what's not going really well. And I'll give you a 2 cents on what I think, might be helpful in your pipeline. And if you want to do a deeper dive on this, I encourage you to book a CEO strategy session with myself where we can do a little bit further of a deep dive. I'll put the link in the show notes here. Okay. But take a look from an analytical viewpoint, not like, oh, I suck and I have to make everything better, blah, 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 blah. Because sometimes I know it can be really hard for us to judge our own work because we know we can always do better, but come at it from, an outsider perspective and just say, do I need more conversations? Do I just need a better follow up? Am I coming off, with commission breath? Do I need a stronger close? Do I need to be more friendly? Do I need to be more assertive? What is the thing that I need to do in order to simplify and strengthen my sales system? Okay. And so what I want you to take away here is that sales is not about hustling, not about hustling harder. It is about measuring the right vital signs and adjusting as needed. Okay. If your system is flatlining or flailing all around, the good news is that you can bring it back to life, and you can bring it back to life rather quickly. Inside Sales Mama School, this is exactly what I do. I will help you build sales systems that are alive and they thrive and they produce consistent revenue. We talk about the support, the systems, the strategy, all of it. Okay. So I'll put the link in the show notes for that too. You can learn more and join us. Don't wait until your business flatlines to check the pulse and to scale to the next level. All right. We'll see you in the next episode. I hope you have a kick-ass day. Go out there and make some money.